Ever since my earliest days of adventure, the Valley of Fires caught my attention with its stark red cliffs contrasting the dark mountains surrounding the area to the age-old legends of bighorn sheep roaming the area, and even the picturesque views of the White Dome Road cutting its way through the valley. These features have led me to find a yearning to photograph and explore the beautiful red cliffs, but it was never possible due to the distance for myself and the park. At the time, an impenetrable desert between there and home. That was until I bought my Astrovan. In the early months of 2023, I decided I wanted to travel full-time on the road. So I bought this yellow van off Facebook Marketplace and spent the spring and summer building it into the perfect camper van for travel and life on the road. Before long, I was on the road with a newfound freedom, the freedom to roam and explore where I wanted and what I wanted, and I did this for an entire month. 2024 hit, and with the new year, a new road trip was in the works. Included within this trip, the Valley of Fire. So after a week back on the road of exploring whatever I could find on the way down here, it's finally time to fulfill an old dream. So without any further ado, here's my day in the Valley of Fire. My day started off with entering Valley of Fire through the east entrance. It was a cloudy morning providing incredible views of the red weather-beaten rocks with light clouds drifting around them. My first stop was Elephant Rock, short but beautiful trail to a rock resembling an elephant where the trunk creates an arch. From there I continued on to the visitor center where I asked where I could locate some bighorn sheep. After hiking around the hills for a brief amount of time, I was able to locate a group of these desert hardy creatures. Unfortunately, there were no rams with them, but the baby sheep were just as fun to film. Eventually the bighorns wandered away, so I began the next trail which worked its way through a scenic canyon containing ancient petroglyphs depicting many unknown stories of the past. These petroglyphs contain artwork of stickman figures to bighorn sheep they would have hunted here, along with so many other symbols and shapes that have lost their known meaning to years of weathering and erosion that have constantly battered these hills. It's said that the ancient Puebloan people began living here as long as 2,500 years ago. The next adventure took me to a trail containing cacti and a beautiful overlook showcasing the years of wind and water that have carved so much of this landscape into an artwork only Mother Nature could create. I began to realize that any overlook or trail within the Valley of Fire was certain to entail a great level of dramatic scenes and landscapes I quite certainly could not get enough of. And I was right, because the next overlook was just as wild. Sitting atop the white dome of the Valley of Fire, I was able to take in the endless red rocks from a location nobody else would hike. A high overlook, dramatic views below, and no people. That sounds like my kind of paradise. In fact, I liked it so much I came back for sunset. That's a story for later. Alright, it's time for some lunch. I've been out hiking all day. I've got some pretty sick shots. Pretty happy with it. This is a cool place. Valley of Fire is definitely worth the visit. Other than there's a lot of people. It's hard to find a parking spot. Kind of wild. Believe it or not, the film industry has also been all around the Valley of Fire. From popular movies like Total Recall, Star Trek, Transformers, and Austin Powers, companies have been filming scenes in this area since the 1960s. I hiked down into a canyon that still contains some remnants of a movie set. This small wall you see here is from a movie filmed in 1966 called The Professionals. It's a movie about the Wild West and a Mexican gang. Further down this canyon brought me to a gorgeous slot canyon with tall, elegant walls stretching towards the sky. This was an excellent place to see all the features of the desert and all the wild landscapes that it can create.
Best part about Valley of Fire is they've got showers.
As you can imagine, while living out of a vehicle, showers are hard to come by. And while I was in the area, I figured it'd be worth my time to be able to set up and take a nice shower while I can. Even though it wasn't super warm, it was still nice to be able to get myself clean.
Alrighty, now with the shower taken out of the way, it is time to go visit a location that I've been looking forward to all day today. It is the White Dome Road overview look thing. That classic Valley of Fire picture is with the road winding through the red rocks. It's on my bucket list. It's time to go check it off.
And just like that, I was at the viewpoint that's shown in all of my fantasies visiting here. Visiting here was certainly a bucket list item for me, and here I was, at 21 years old, checking it off, and it felt good. But what I didn't expect was the feeling of pride and self-worth that began bubbling up as I stood on that edge. After all that hard work on building my van, taking all the measures, the fact that I will be a person with rich life experiences and a life worth telling was a realization that hit me hard while I was up there. From that, a deep sense of gratefulness flowed for me. I'm becoming the person I want to be, and I'm creating a life I want to live. I hope you all enjoyed this video. I know it was a little bit different than normal, but I wanted to switch it up and give you a new perspective on my travels. If you're new here, my name's Bronson and I travel in my Astro van. Make sure to go hit that subscribe button, that way you can follow along on more of my travels. And if you've been here for a while, I appreciate y'all for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all in the very next episode.